An empty garage. Haven't seen that in a while. Anyway, how's it going, guys? I decided to make this video because Mikey, one of my longtime followers, decided to donate a hefty and generous amount to me on my birthday stream a week back, and I finally got what I've been longing for. The Vinewood garage in GTA. And did you see that? Dude just literally went like... But yeah, onto the video itself. So yes, that donated money went to good use and I got GTA Plus. And I was required to because I was running out of garage space. I've sold quite a few cars, and the reason I have so many cars is because I need to test them, you know, document them for lap times before I can sell them for good. But, you know, it's a huge process, and not only are there a couple tracks to do the laps in, but I also have to make sure the laps are good, so that I'm satisfied with them. But that hasn't really panned out. It's too much work, and I don't want to go through that. But good thing we got that donation, so I could get GTA Plus, and with it, the Vinewood Club Garage. So now I never have to worry about space again. And just to be thorough, I'll explain what this is all about, like why I had to use real money. It was paywalled. The garage is paywalled. All those 100 slots in that garage is paywalled, so you can only get it with real money. So it's obviously, you know, money milking measure by Rockstar, and I definitely didn't want to spend that money myself. Like, I'm hoping that this day would come for a while now. Unfortunately it did. So I was able to get the garage without feeling bad for it. So yeah, I subscribed to GTA Plus for this 1 month so I could get that garage. Fortunately, you keep it even if you're not subscribed, so it's just a one-time payment essentially. But not only did I get the Vinewood Club garage for, you know, the storage, so I could get some more slots for my cars, but it also comes with its own showrooms, you know, 20 cars per level. So I now newly organized my cars, and now my cars are properly on display. Because, you know, most of the garages don't have proper showrooms, they're just there for, you know, storing your cars, they're nothing fancy. So half of my cars are in storage, and then the other half is now neatly on display. And since I now have gone through the, you know, effort of organizing all the garages so neatly for a showcase, I thought I might as well make a video. And with this additional space, I also got some duplicates for my favorite cars, so I could have, you know, multiple different styles, multiple different looks for the cars. And also, these duplicates of cars include the HSWs as well, because I want to have them separate from the regular cars. So now that I have more space, I can also get a couple more HSWs. I won't get all of them, probably, but most of them definitely. So now I can have two of the same car. The one is the regular and the other is the HSW. And I won't show any HSWs on the video, but there's really no need because most of them will be displayed anyway, just different looking than the HSW variants I made. So there's that as well. And then of course a couple of cars that I've been thinking about getting, but now I finally could, since I have the spare space. So big thank you to Mikey again for the generous donation. So I made sure I put it to good use and actually enjoyed the gift. So yeah, thanks again Mikey, you're the best. So yeah, let's have a look through the garages, shall we? I don't have a lot to say about most of them, but towards the end of the video you'll see me talk a lot more. Alright, so let's start out with the less interesting one first. It is a showroom still, but it's nothing that interesting, so we'll just quickly skim through it. So, this is where I keep my open wheelers. And yeah, that I'll have to move somewhere else, but it's occupying the space for now. So I have two BR8s, and they're because the different downforce parts actually make the car either more downforce heavy, which means better cornering, less top speed, and then the opposite. So I have to have two in order to have the both specs. Then we have the DR1 as in the Indy car, and PR4 the old McLaren. Then yeah, skipping that. Then we have our go-karts, my one and only bike, and it's electric as well, so there you go, that's how much of a biker I am. My ATV, and then we will custom. It is a muscle car, but yeah, it's still an open wheeler, so I'm keeping it here. And here we have the office garages. The first level I use for my executive saloons and fancy SUVs. So I don't have a lot to say about them, but I'll do a quick little literal speedrun, so I hope you guys enjoy.
Can you see the sun is shining on me? It makes me feel so free, so alive. It makes me want to survive.
And here we are on the second level. Here's where I have all my German cars. Audi is absent, but otherwise we have one Volkswagen, obviously the Club, or the Golf. And then we have our Mercedes. Vorschlaghammer is a really cool car. I'm so glad they added it. We kind of need a bit more Euro cars, but we'll see when they add more. Schafter V12, so basically a newer version of the Vorschlaghammer, like next gen. And Schlagen GT. We also need a new AMG in the game. I wonder if they'll add one. We're kind of lagging behind on some cars. Then the Serrano, SM722, very cool car. It also has a fun handling. It's just weird how you can't wear a helmet while driving this thing, because it is considered to be a car, although there are cars where you can wear a helmet, still have a roof on. So stuff's just inconsistent, unfortunately. And here we have some more, and now we have jumped to Porsches. This entire level is nothing but Porsche. So we have the SUV, then we have the SR, S2, Growler, Comet Safari, Comet Retro Custom, and the Comet. And obviously the SR and S2 are Comets too. And then the last floor of this level. This is where we have our BMWs. So the oldies have a very new one, i8, Cypher, Sentinel GTS. I'm sorry it looks a little plain, but none of the liveries really stood up for me, so it's very plain. Might as well pill launch car. Then the Repla GTS and the Reinhardt. That's about it. And finally, level 3. And this is where I keep all my fancy stuff, like really fancy. All of the cars are very old, so this is like a classic showroom. So we have a Roosevelt, Stafford, Wagon, Brigham, one of the biggest land cars in the game, or land vehicles in general, but obviously there's like bus and Chernobog, but like road legal cars and stuff. By far one of the biggest. Eudora, and then Chino Custom. Okay, next floor. And here we have some more. Hustler, Cookwhite D1, lovely car by the way, really nice to drive. GT500, Sterling GT, go on the Classic. This is obviously a muscle car, but I didn't know where else to put it. It's a cool looking car. Like most of these cars in this whole level are, like they are cool cars, but not many of them are great, so it's mostly just for display. Like this shit here. And then we have the JB700W. It's funny because this is the weapons one and it doesn't have the weapons visible on it. And the regular JB700 has them, but they're merely cosmetics, so... And then then the final floor. So we have our Z-Type, the Gal. Love how it looks on that black and grey, by the way. Rapid GT Classic. Ellie, another muscle car, and it sucks ass. But it's a cool looking Mustang, so it's nice for display at least, if nothing else. Viserys, Ardent, and the Torero. Don't have a lot to say about these cars really, some of them are great, some of them are not. But there's a lot of cars here, so... And I just, yeah, most of them I wouldn't be able to think of much to say about, so... That's all for this office garage lot. And then we're getting to the more interesting stuff. The Vinewood Club Garage. Let's go check it out. Alright, starting off with level 1 and going through the levels in order, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is the least interesting garage. Let's go through it swiftly, because there's not a whole lot to say. So here's my competitive, like actual performance off-roaders, these two in particular. Then of course Terminus, really unassuming appearance because it's supposed to be a modern Wrangler. It's actually really fast and handles really well. And then of course the Monstrosity. But I like to say Monstro City, so it doesn't sound like a monstrosity because it's a really good car. It's a Raid Bajero, so yeah, it's very good. This also drives very good. In general, this section is for well handling cars, especially the Caracara. Oh my god, it becomes so good with the downforce added. And Yosemite is also good to drive. Slow, but it's really comfortable. And while this is not as good to drive as the other two, this is really fun to drive and really satisfying. Then we have two big ones here. Then some average ones on this side. Especially these two. These are just mainly for looks. The old Wrangler and a Jeep. And then Outlaw has good acceleration, but handling is not that great, and acceleration is the only thing it's built for. And Boar has top speed, but no handling whatsoever. It doesn't have a downforce upgrade either. But it's a cool car, it's a neat car. It's basically a K car. And then, you know, the buggies, Dune Buggy and Bifta, which is, you know, a buggy in itself. And Kalahari, and then fucking Cheap Willie's MB. Really slow car, but it's, you know, it's here for display. Some cars are mostly for display purposes only, if they're not particularly good cars in any way. Alright, level 2. So in this level I have my replicas and my rally cars. Let's start from the replica side. So Tom's Supra, I know it from GD2, and also from GD2, we'll come to that in a second. And then Initial D, the very infamous, notorious, yeah, you know, a very well-known A86. I also replicated the plate. 13954. And then obviously Mr. Bean's Mini, and this is not a replica of any kind, it's just kind of chilling here, didn't know where else to put it. It's kind of a rally car, but it more so belongs to the off-road section, but that's full obviously, so it's just here. And then the two V8s, the Sauber C9 and Superbird. Cool cars. And then this is from Destruction Derby 2, the Pro. While it's not a proper, complete replica, it's the closest thing that I could come up with. I felt like this is a really cool, good pick to represent the stock cars found in Destruction Derby 2. And although we're lacking the 01 on the side, we have the same color for it with the streak, light blue. So I felt that was a good connection. Pretty cool way to represent the car in this game. And then Spoon Civic, and this is also from Gran Turismo 2. And Luigi from Cars. So that's the replica section, and actually the replica overlaps into the rally section because we have the Celica and Impreza rally cars, respectively. Just unfortunate that the green is replaced by this light blue, but otherwise it's almost exactly the real thing. And this is basically the real thing. And actually I was surprised because I didn't think about it initially. I had the text on the sidewall of the tire like in the Celica there. Then I realized the real thing doesn't have them, so I had to remove them. The tires are actually plain, even in the rear rally car. And then this is not a replica of any kind really. So we're phasing out of the replicas now. Well, we have those there, but we'll come back to that. And then Kuruma. I initially had another car here, the Warrener, but then I felt like I needed to swap places. I'll talk more about that at the end of the video. And the Rana Altonen's Mini from the 60s. Yes, it's a rally car. And then unfortunately I couldn't replicate McRae's Sierra, but what can you do? We don't have the livery in the game, so it's just another Ford alongside these two Escorts here. And then we have two more replicas. So this is basically an exact copy of the real one, livery-wise. And this, except the green is very light, as opposed to the dark green, and these two red parts here at the back, they're kind of unfortunate. If they weren't there, then this would be really, really close to the real thing. And obviously the tire color and design included. So that's that. Mostly replicas and then the rally cars. Then we get to level 3, and that's full of muscles. So yeah, 100% American, nothing too fancy, but we'll go through them anyway. And still to this day, I hate the fact that we can't race the Tampa without owning it. Why? And why is it even a thing in general? Like, why do cars have to be locked behind owning it in order to race it? Like, why are they missing in the creator? It just doesn't make sense. I hate it. And then we have Sabre Turbo. Good car, but not as good as the Sabre Turbo Custom, which improves a lot over the standard one. Then we have two lowriders, and they have the same design, so they kind of blend in. I really like both design-wise. They're not good cars, but they're cool. So again, display bias, not so much the performance bias. And then the Greenwood, Tahoma Coupe, and Tampa GT are all sharing the same theme. And Tahoma Coupe is nothing special. It's a really average muscle car. It might as well have come out and released, you know, on release, because it's that bad. It's really nothing special, but it looks cool, especially with all the numerous taillights it has, the individual taillights. And the Greenwood, despite being a massive thing, a sedan, it's actually really fast. But not as fast as the Tampa TT. This car is awful to drive and it has awful brakes, so it was built for only one thing, and that's top speed. And then it has the HSW variant, which is even more top speed, so it's a top speed missile. Completely dethroned the Vinewood Custom, which, you know, stock, I guess, is still the best. I say stock, I mean non-HSW. Still the best top speed missile. But because the Vinewood Custom is so weird, I didn't want to include it with the rest of the muscles, so it's in another garage. And then the Dominator GT, one of the best muscles today. I really like how it looks, except the fact that we cannot turn it into a hard top. So you have to have it in a convertible. That's my only complaint really about it. The Ruiner CZ8, cool car, not particularly good, but really cool, so had to have it. And then let's go over to this side. So Buffalo STX in general is still the best muscle car. It has the best of every world. And Tulip M100, really nothing special, and you can't really tell, but it has a huge like rake where the front is closer to the ground than the rear. And yeah, not great to drive, but it's a cool little thing. I like it. Then the Impalers. The first Impaler is unfortunate. It's actually pretty fast, but as with all, well, basically all the cars from the Arena War update, awful, ruined by flags. And yeah, I just want to commit suicide. But I like how the car looks, and it is fast, so you have to give it that. Then we have the other two Impalers, and both are good, despite being sedans. Really unassuming appearances on both of them, but they're really good muscles, definitely above average. Not the sharp end, like the Buffalo STX there and the Dominator GT, but very good. The Dominator GTT, also a very unassuming appearance, despite being a really good car, even to drive. So you wouldn't think that. And then the Phoenix. I like how it looks, but since it's a launch car, it's nothing special, so it's mostly for display. But it is nice to drive, so I like it. And then the Arbeiter GT. While it's not from the Arena War update, it has awful handling properties. It's weaving, so it feels like really loose, really limp, just uncomfortable and floaty. And he has the HSW, but it's not worth getting because, you know, the car is awful to handle, so you might as well get the Tampa GT, which moves faster in a straight line anyways. So, cool looking muscle, but unfortunately it has the flags, so what can you do? Then we come to the last two, Dominator ASP, not much to say about it. Cool Mustang. Might not look cool how I tuned it, but that's how I like it. It's the best compromise. And then the Vigero or Vigero ZX. Also one of the top of the line muscles alongside the STX and Dominator GT. So that's pretty much it for the muscles. Now we head on to level 4, and it's a special one, and you'll see why. So from here it might not look anything special, but then we look a little closer. Bunch of police cars. And going with the purple theme here because of the blue and red for the sirens, and then combine them we had purple. I thought it was a good use of this color in this level. But yeah, I have all my police cars here. I don't own every single one, and even if I did, they wouldn't be enough to fill the space, so the other half I filled with the drift cars that I have. So we have our JDMs, lovely stuff. And we also have two muscles, and I was kind of weirded out by the fact that they added Dominator FX, of all things, as a drift car, alongside like Chevo's V6, which are both good handling cars, and I was like, well, how's it gonna work as a drift car then? Well, I was very wrong, and it actually drifts really well. Like, it doesn't have too much grip, so that's good. Then we have the Hellfire, which is a really good drift car. It's fast, it's also fun to drift, so I was glad to give it a try. It's just like the FX, but I think that takes the cake for me. And then the Cypher, and oh my god, the Hardy. I already love the car to bits, and then we have the drift variant, which is even better. Better than the Remus, just a bit longer because it's a sedan, but yeah, I love it so much. Then the Chester RR, much shorter and more compact car, so it's pretty good for drift races. And this livery is only like completed with this chameleon color that I have, like this color shift. It looks really cool combined with this livery, so it's like a complete package now. And then there's one more drift car, the Nebula Turbo. Might not be fast, but at least it's a really nice drift car to drive, so at least, you know, the car redeems itself in the drift cast, because in Sports Classic it's awful. So yeah, it's a good drift car. And that's it for the drift cars, and because there's still 4 more spots, I decided to fill them with my Audis or Obeys. So we have the 10F, 9F, 8F, and the Tailgater S. And that's pretty much all the Audis I have. I still do have the 2 electrics, the iWagon and the Omnis EGT, as well as the regular Tailgater. But, you know, these were the only ones that I was able to fit here, and these are the most important Audis that I have. I don't have the Omnis, and I don't plan to. But yeah, didn't know what else to put in here. And then we go to level 5, and it's my favorite by far. And my cat can't stop meowing. So here we are in JDM heaven. We'll start from this end. So here we have our old Hondas, the Prelude and an old CRX. Not great cars, but they're cool, so these are more for display. And I love how they look with this retro color scheme. There's just something about black on top and grey on bottom. I just love it. Doesn't work on all cars, but when it does, it's beautiful. Same thing here really, but the livery makes it look even better in my opinion. Not the livery I would have chosen personally, but it was the best one, best compromise to make the car look decent. And yeah, I say Toyotas, but these are the... or sorry, I said Hondas, but these are the Toyotas in here. So we have our... you already saw it from the drift section, but now we have the actual car. New Supra and the older Supra. The previous generations. And this is a car that I actually got just for the video. I didn't even think about it, but then I realized, oh shit, now I have some garage space, so I might as well get myself, you know, a customized Supra. Not the replica one that I have in the replica carriage. And it even has my number on it, so chef's kiss. Alright, 2 more Toyotas here. So we have the Previan, which is the Soarer, and I don't mind the car too much, but obviously we have the FR36 in coupes, and it basically dethroned this car. And I don't like this livery personally, but I'm keeping it because it's a special exclusive livery, meaning if I apply anything else to the car, I'll lose it, so I'm just kind of keeping it as a collectible. And I also don't like the fact that the car has the XA21 engine sound, so it's all wrong to me, but you know, it's a JDM, and I kind of like the Soarer itself, so. And then we have the, because it's next to the Toyota, we'll just assume that it's the GT86, because it can also be the Subaru BRZ. Those two basically being the same car, because it was like a collaboration. Not much to say about it, I'm not the hugest fan of it, but it's there. And then the Kanjo SJ, and I just love Civics, but this is not one of them best. This is, however, better than the Lista Kanjo over there. But the handling is ruined, and I didn't want to put the meme camber on. It would be the best option for the car to make it corner better, or at least faster in the corners. But yeah, this is how I roll with mine. And then the last 2 Hondas, or actually last 3. S2000, one of my favorite JDMs ever. And then the, yeah, EK9 Civic. Too bad the 2 cars suck. They're not really that good at all. But Rockstar just has something against JDMs. They're always really mediocre. Either mediocre or just really terrible. So they're more for looks. And this is the new NSX, and I don't consider it an NSX because I don't like it. I'm only into the old NSX, which we are still, by the way, waiting for. So I really hope that they add it one day, so I don't have to live with the fact that this is the only NSX we have. It's a great car, don't get me wrong, but it's just not an NSX for me. And then we have the Urus X32, or the 300ZX Fairlady. Terrible, terrible car. It's very slow. And it's also terrible, so, you know, same as the real-life counterpart, just really not performing well. It's really good to drive, but that's all it has. But at the very least, it has the HSW upgrade, so you can beef it up even more, because it just doesn't move without HSW. It's a real shame. Can't believe they made it so slow. And then we have the newer Fairlady, and I don't like how it looks at all. The headlights just ruin it for me. The rear itself is fine. Looks decent enough, but I just can't live with the front. So that's, you know, I just had to fill the space somehow, so it's there. And then we have our 2 very similar looking Nissans. Now we start with the Nissans. So yeah, the The Hardy is basically just a sedan version of the Remus, obviously the Sylvia S13, and here we have the Laurel. I love both cars, but I like Hardy even more because it's more stylish. And it's a sedan, so it's even more like unassuming, more of a sleeper. And it actually performs better than the Remus, so love it. And then we have our 370Z, or sorry. Yeah, it's supposed to be like a 370Z or something. Not the biggest fan, but then we have the Skyline, and if only it performed better than it does. It's an old car though, as in when it was released first, but yeah, JDM collection is not complete without one of these. And then we have the old Skyline, which is what I moved away from the replica slash rally garage. I initially had it there as a rally car, but then I replaced it with the Kuruma, and they have swapped places, because I wanted to have this next to the newer Skyline. And then we have the two Eclipses, or Penumbras. The old one obviously doesn't perform well, but it handles well. Very well, in fact. And the newer Penumbra, or in this case older, whichever you like, kind of inherits the handling, but it's even faster, so this car is nothing to sneeze at. And there we go, there's our JDM garage. It's just missing like the NSX, maybe even K cars, or a Miata. We are still missing some iconic JDMs, but we just don't have them, so kind of unfortunate that we're still missing them. We can only hope that at least one of them appears still. Alright, that's it for the Vinewood Club Garage. And yeah, this video as well. That's all I really wanted to show off. I still have plenty of other cars, but they're in the, you know, less important garages, so they're just kind of like mixed up and just in storage and not really showcased on this showroom. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and that's my car collection. So, when I did the very first initial commentary when I went through the garages, I noticed that I had a huge brain fart. So I had this S95 in the Nissan section, but it's not a fucking Nissan. So then I had to figure out, well, what do I do now? I have to reorganize. So then I just swapped the Kuruma with the Warrener, and then bought the Chester Classic.
Where you going, motherfucker? Man, they are on. Dumbass. Yeah, you don't piss off the family, motherfucker.
Last night, the bitch fucking stabbed me while my back was turned. I said she had droopy titties. Well, she do have them.
Hey, bitch,
They got green? You!
yeah, get your dumb ass away from here. You want to get into it? You going
Damn,
nowhere.
Tony.
Nowhere to
You know
run.
where you are?
Reload.
Look out, motherfucker!
Shit, they found.
Calm down, you heard me? Calm down!
Cover fire.
Fucking dead man!
Shit, man. What? Damn.